Welcome back. It's day 7 of the 12 days of Christmas already. Today, let's keep you comfy, keep you organized, help you finish your projects with style, and inspire you to create something wonderfully useful. I can't wait to share with you the Quilt Binding Bible from Marcy Baker. This is an essential resource for every quilter. She includes 25 different binding finishes, plus techniques and troubleshooting. The first thing you'll notice about the book is it is coil bound, which quilters love because we can open a page and it lays flat. She has a great table of contents that lays out where everything is in the book. You do simple finishes, binding finishes, inserted finishes, extended finishes, and projects for practice. And they're color-coded along the edge of each page. So it's fast and easy to find what you're looking for. My favorite thing about the book is the second chart that she includes. And it tells you for each technique of binding, the experience level, whether it's straight or bias grain, how long it wears, and the pros and cons of each kind. That is a wealth of information. You learn a lot of binding in this book. You'll learn extended bindings like prairie points and petals and ruffles. You'll learn all kinds of different bias binding, including continuous bias binding. You'll learn about flanges, how to add piping to your binding, how to work with non-traditional angles on the edge of your projects. And her troubleshooting tips are excellent. She talks about what to do when your corners peek out or if they're too short. And the thing every quilter dreads, what happens if the seam of your binding ends up exactly on the corner of your quilt? This book is filled with step-by-step instructions, lots and lots of pictures. Binding is a difficult thing to teach just by talking, and these pictures are amazing. The Quilt Binding Bible is packed with information, and it gives you so many options, design options, to kick up your quilt binding to the next level. Quilt Binding Bible from Marcy Baker is an essential tool for every quilter. Here's another fun quilt market find. I went to the schoolhouse demo for 10 Sisters Easy Piecing Grid. I love the Easy Piecing Grid, and I've used it for so many applications, including a king-size quilt. Well, they've come out with something fun and useful. How about making a tote using the Easy Piecing Grid? So this is an instruction booklet, not necessarily a pattern, because you choose what size of grid you want to use. I'm going to show you the samples in a second, but I just want to tell you what's included. When you purchase the tote instruction booklet, you get 2 panels of the 1.5 inch finished grid, and that's enough to make the bag. You need to buy some lining and some webbing for handles and whatnot. But the instructions in the book cover all 4 sizes. You also get instructions for zippers, which you can use inside or outside, and the handles, as well as how to do binding on the top. Now, I had Anita help me with samples for the tote for the Easy Piecing Grid. So let me show you what we've come up with. I'm going to start with the cutest one. So this is 1/2 inch finished grid, and this is the tote bag you get when you use it. Is that not the most adorable little bag you've seen? Anita used cork for the handle. She did a really nice zippered top, and she used the instructions from the booklet to put an inside zipper pocket. This is the sweetest darn thing you can imagine. So that's using the 1/2 inch finished. There's a 1 inch finished, and then this is the bag using the 1.5 inch finished grid. So the 1 inch bag would be halfway between these two. I made mine just a simple tote. I did a simple color gradation for my grid. I just put a simple button and leather closure at the top. I didn't put any zippers inside or outside. I made the handles a little bit longer, and I used plain old batting on the inside. I wanted a floppy tote bag that I can shove full of whatever I need to carry around between home and work. And then Anita made this stunner. This uses the 2 inch finished grid. So you start with 2.5 inch squares, and the squares end up 2 inches, but she took this thing way over the top. She put an outside zipper using their zipper instructions. She used their instructions for the webbing, and she used their instructions for binding the top. Plus she made this beautiful closure on the top, and she included an inside zipper. Isn't this a stunning weekend bag? And then she took the time to do a beautiful pattern on the outside. Boy, I threw mine together. I didn't even bother doing binding at the top. I just dropped my lining in and turned it through the lining. If you're a bag maker, this is a great foundation, and you can customize your bag however you want. If you're brand new to bag making, this is awesome. She gives you excellent instructions. You get the instructions for doing the easy piecing grid in the booklet, but you can go online, check out our how-to video, or go right to 10 Sisters Easy Piecing Grid and watch her tutorials. You get all kinds of information. I love bags, and I love 10 Sisters Easy Piecing Grid. This is a great fun project. When you purchase the tote, you get 2 panels of the 1.5 inch grid to make the bag this size. If you want to make a different size in the 2 inch or the 1 inch, make sure you order 2 panels. To make the little bag, you only need 1 panel. I hope you enjoy making your 10 Sisters tote using the Easy Piecing Grid. Here's one of my favorite rulers, the 20.5 by 20.5 Creative Grids ruler. I love this ruler. I didn't know how much I would use it until I got it. I actually bought it because I had giant blocks I needed to square up, and it was a lot easier to use a great big ruler than to lay 2 rulers together. So 20.5 by 20.5 is great for squaring up blocks, trimming your quilt, and doing the corners of your quilts when you're trimming. You have this nice long edge to use. Now it's Creative Grid, so it's got the non-slip on the back. As you know, you can move your ruler around till you put pressure on, and then it won't slip. It's got black and white markings so you can see on all colors of fabric. It's got the 1 inch markings in white and the 1/2 inch in black if you're working that way. It's also got the grip on the quarter inch marks, and you know how I love that 1/4 inch marking, and the anti-slip is great. The other thing it's got is the white center lines, and I'm just going to show you how you would use that to center, how to trim up a block. So I've marked the center of this block with a little pink dot, and if I take look at my white lines, there's a center marking on the ruler, and so I'm just going to put that right on my pink dot, and then I can use the lines of my block to slightly adjust and make sure that I'm square. And once I feel that I'm square, I can trim all the way around this block. The 20.5 by 20.5 inch ruler from Creative Grids is a great add-on ruler to the basics that you need for everyday quilting. Here's something we brought back from Quilt Market. They're not new, but we were inspired when we saw them. This is a package of 8 note cards with envelopes from Carol Doak. These cards are meant to showcase little pieces of art, whether you paint, do petty point or needle point, paper piecing, and even tiny little quilt blocks. So you get 8 cards and 8 envelopes in the package. The cards are 5 by 5 and the window is 3 by 3, and here's how it works. It opens up so that you can put your little work of art inside, and then you'll stick those down. I'll tell you how I did mine, and then you have a beautiful card and a really nice envelope. These are not chinsely made. These are really nice cardstock, and the envelopes are really sturdy. So I just took a little embroidery block that I made, stuck it inside, and I took double-sided tape and I stuck this cover down. Now, if you're a scrapbooker, you'll have the glue on a roll. I don't have that. But what a great way to personalize something and add it to a gift. I know I have a niece who does wonderful, fun card making, and I've taken several of the cards that she's made for me, and they are throughout my house as works of art. So why not pick up some of these great art frame cards and share your passion for quilting and needlework with your friends and family. When I surveyed this staff about notions that they take for granted and they don't realize they use as often as they do, this is one that came up for me. This is the Gypsy Quilter Gypsy Situpon. It's an inflatable cushion that you put on your chair. It comes with a pump and great instructions, even a video to show you how much to inflate it and how to use it. But all you do is inflate the cushion and put it on your chair as far back as you can. So it should rest against the back of your chair, and your thighs should be touching your chair. And so what that does is it perfects your posture so you don't get lower back pain or tailbone pain, and it just reduces fatigue and strain as you're quilting. Sometimes we spend hours on end quilting. Now I move my Gypsy Quilter, my Gypsy Situpon from my sewing chair to my embroidery machine, depending on where I'm working. Also, I'm quite short, and when I sit on the Gypsy Situpon, it lifts me just that bit more so that my arms are up a little bit higher, and it just makes things more ergonomic. You can set it, there's a smooth kind of just a bubbly side, and then there's a side that has quite large fingers. You can put it either way, but don't use the Gypsy Situpon on a wooden chair. The rubber in the Gypsy Situpon will react with the wood, and so it's not recommended that you use it on a wooden chair. The Gypsy Situpon was one of my essential tools that I take for granted. Here's a great notion to help keep you organized while you cut and piece your quilt. It's a set of 36 clips that include numbers through 0 through 9, and then the whole alphabet, so that you can label your pieces as you go. These would be especially good for those of you who love Lori Holt patterns. Lori labels all of her pieces by a letter. So you could do your cutting and she would say, this is piece K. You can put clip K on it and keep it organized. Also great for organizing your rows. If this was a row of a quilt, this is row 1. And then I can do my next row and label it row 2. These clips, of course, are good for everything. You can use them for binding. They're great for working with vinyl and leather and anything that you can't pin. They come in a little Ziploc bag so you can keep them stored in there. But it's a great notion to help keep you organized while you're cutting and quilting. The Quilt Binding Bible has everything you need to give your projects a beautiful, professional finish. And the Creative Grids 20.5-inch square ruler will help you get there with accuracy and ease. Have fun playing with the 10 Sisters Easy Piecing Grid, perfect for making charming totes and personalizing them however you like. And don't forget to show off your mini projects with the mini art frame cards. And the letter and number wonder clips make it easy for you to stay organized, labeled, and ready for your next creative burst. All right, throw your items in the cart, go through the checkout. Santa and the elves are busy fulfilling our orders. Don't forget to download your free pattern step today, and I'll see you tomorrow for day number 8.